we ready?
Aye.
Okay. Welcome to Unmuted with Project Help, a space where we speak the truth, break silence, and stand with survivors.
This week, we are recognizing National Crime Victims' Rights Week, which is a time where we can honor survivors, amplify their voices, and bring awareness to their rights and the resources that exist to helping them heal and to also get justice.
Yes, so today's focus, we're focusing on sexual assault and the justice process in Florida. So let's just start with the law. So in Florida, sexual assault is referred to as sexual battery. And depending on the circumstances, the timeline to press charges known as statute of limitations. Under 16 years old, there is no statute of limitations. But for most adult sexual assault cases, it varies from case to case. And if you have any further questions about the statute of limitations for your specific scenario, you can reach out to your local state attorney's office.
So now part of that process is actually reporting. And we're going to be going into reporting and not reporting. What's the difference between the two? So some survivors choose to report the case while others don't. But it is a very personal decision that they can take. So regardless of what decision that the person takes, they deserve the support. Okay, so one important option that is available to all survivors is a forensic exam. And to answer that question today and give us a little more information about what a forensic exam is, we have a guest today, which is our own Alex Abraham. And she is our sexual assault program coordinator / victim advocate / therapist / many other things. So today we want to know a little bit more about what is a forensic exam, Alex, if you want to give us some information.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question, Vanessa. A forensic exam is a DNA evidence collection for sexual assault survivors. So if you have experienced a sexual assault, you're entitled to a forensic exam where we have sexual assault nurse examiners that are trained, and they come in and they collect the evidence so that if the kit is reported and the sexual battery is reported, then that is the kit that would go to the lab to get tested, and that would be used in your case. For survivors, you don't have to report in order to get the exam. So, at Project Help, we have survivors that come in and they don't report, and we have some that come in and they'll get the kit and then decide later to report. They do have 5 days to get that kit or 120 hours. So I always recommend getting the kit within those 5 days. And then what I've seen a lot with survivors as a therapist, also as the sexual assault program coordinator, is that in 6 months from now, in a year from now, or even in a few weeks from now, you might feel empowered to make that report. And we'll have that evidence for you if you decide to do that.
Okay, thank you for sharing that, because a lot of people don't know that there is a certain limit, that a time limit that we need that forensic exam done. So thank you, Alex. So give us a little information about what happens if they do end up reporting.
So if they do decide to report, our advocates on staff can assist with that as well. So we can assist with calling law enforcement, being with you during the interview process. And law enforcement, if you do report, will go and pick up that kit from the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, or FDLE, you may have heard it called, and they will take that kit then to the lab, transport it to the lab. And by the way, this whole time they have trackers on those kits. And so with a barcode, each victim is given a login for TrackKit Florida, and they can track where their kit is along the way. So when law enforcement picks it up, when it's at the medical facility, and then when it gets taken to the lab. So they can track that whole process. Unfortunately, as we're speaking about that process, it's not a short process. It can take years sometimes to get a conviction. A lot of people see SVU, Law and Order, Criminal Minds, and they see this quick process where the perpetrator is, convicted within the next couple days. That's not the case in real life. So during that time, there's an investigation process, arraignments, all of that. So we do have advocates that can help assist the victim through that entire process so that they know that they're not alone.
Yes.
One quick question before do they have to pay for this exam?
No. So all of the sexual assault forensic exams are free.
That's awesome.
And confidential. Yeah.
That's awesome. So a little bit like Alex was just touching on, we, like us three, are victim advocates. So we are here with the survivors throughout anything that they may need whether that may be group services, one-on-one therapy, advocacy resources, walking through their court proceedings and going through that with them, making sure they understand the process and what's going on. The victim advocate will always be by their side in whatever they may need.
So during this National Crime Victims' Rights Week, we're reminded that survivors deserve more than silence. They deserve to be heard, believed, and supported on their own terms.
Yes, so if you or someone you love is needing help, please reach out to us at Project Help, or you can call the National Sexual Assault Hotline at 800-656-HOPE. Thank you guys for listening and standing with survivors. This is the Unmuted podcast with Project Help. Stay informed, stay engaged, and let's stand with survivors. See you guys next time.
Bye.